Alright, section 2.5 notes. We've already done one day of these, but I'm going to add a second day. I didn't want to overload you with way too much in one. We're still solving 2, 3, 4-step solving equations, but sometimes there are issues. So I want you to write this down in your notes that this equation has no solution. I wrote no solution in blue. Maybe you want to underline it. Our answer to this equation is going to say no solution. You don't get to use undefined. You don't get to use error. You don't get to have a number in your answer. It's just no solution. Why is there no solution? Go ahead and write the problem down. It looks just like any problems that we've done before. 9z plus 12 equals 9 times z plus 3. We're going to start to solve it. And we solve using the distributive property. So distribute the 9z here, which means over here we're not touching, we're just leaving it. Writing down 9z plus 12 equals, and here we get 9z plus 9 times 3, which is 27. Okay, you may already see the issue. We've been clearing out or combining our variables first. Always, I've been taking the variable from this side of the equation. If you did your lesson from before, if you didn't go back and do day 1, you can't do day 2 before you do day 1. Take this 9z and subtract it. 9z. When you minus 9z, those are gone. But when you minus 9z over here, oh no, those are gone also. 9z minus 9z is 0. 9z minus 9z is 0. You're still left with 12 equals 27. There's still a 12 there and there's still a 27 there. Meaning there is no z that we could possibly plug in that this side of the equation would end up equaling this side of the equation. No decimals, no irrational numbers, nothing exists that could make this come out to be a true statement. Because this is false, 12 does not equal number 27. We're going to throw a line through that to say 12 does not equal 27, but that's not our answer. The answer to the question is going to be no solution. No solution is the answer to the question. And yeah, will I let you abbreviate it? As long as you know what SOL stands for, it doesn't mean they have no sole in their shoes or no sole in here. That's spelled differently. No solution, I'm okay with no sole. Now, if that's all there were, then we would be done with our notes already, but there's not. There's a different kind of an equation. This equation is called an identity. Why is it called an identity? Write that down in your notes. I wrote identity in blue. You might want to underline it so that it's obvious because this is going to be the answer to our solution, the answer to our equation. This equation is called an identity. Why is it an identity? Go ahead and write the problem down. Looks pretty much like any problem that we've had, maybe a little more complicated with the double distributive property. 3 times 2a plus 4 equals 6 times a plus 2. I'm going to distribute the 3 and get 6a plus 12. And over here, I'm going to distribute the 6 and get, I get 6a plus 12. Isn't that true that 6a plus 12 is always going to equal 6a plus 12, no matter what the a is? If I put a 0 in, if I put a 1 in, if I put 100 in, if I put a negative 18, if I put square root of 72, doesn't matter. If I put that in for a, it's going to be put in both sides and it's going to equal. If you don't believe me, let's take one step, just like we did in all solving. We'll take this 6a and subtract it over here to this 6a. They're both going to cancel, just like what happened on the previous problem. So you can't just say, oh, they canceled, it's no solution. No, you can't. Look and see what's left. This time we have 12 equals, 12 equals 12. Before it said 12 equals 27, which is not true. This is absolutely true. So instead of saying like all solutions or true solution, this becomes what's called an identity. And And that's the answer that you actually write next to this problem when you show your work. Identity basically mathematically means whatever A you want to make it, it will work, and this equation will be true on both sides. So identity is the answer. If you have true equations, no solution is the answer if you have an untrue equation. Notice both times the variable is gone. No variable, no variable. When the variable is gone, it's got to be one or the other. It's either always true, identity, or always false, no solution. Last one, I'm only giving you 3. Be careful on these solutions. Why do we have to be careful on these solutions? Go ahead and write it. 7w plus 3 equals 5w plus 3. Okay, if you're trying to solve this one, we're still going to take care of the w's first. Minus 5w, oops, my screen is frozen. Minus 5w and minus 5w. Not the same type of problem because we actually have some w's left. We have 2 left. The last 2 problems we did in this section, the variables disappeared. Not this time, which means we are going to have an answer to this question. 2w plus 3 equals 3. You have to keep going. Minus 3 from both sides. You get 2w equals 0. Not done yet. You still have a variable. You can't say, oh, there's no solution to that, or there's an identity to that. We still have a variable. We have to continue and finish this out. Take it to the end. Division comes last. 0 divided by 2, and my goodness sakes, don't tell me that 0 divided by 2 is 2. If I had no cookies at all, and I gave them to 2 people, how many cookies would they have? 0. They wouldn't have any cookies. I can't take 0 cookies and divide them to 2 people. That means we all would have no cookies. W equals 0 is actually the answer to your question. No different than if it was W equals 7, W equals 12, W equals negative 6. Don't panic because this is a 0. You don't see it very often, but it still happens. 0 is a number right between 1 and negative 1. If you want to check your answer, plug it back in up here. 7 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. 5 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 3 is 3. That is a true statement that 3 equals 3 once you plug it back in and check your answer. So there, I just gave you 1 problem of each for your notes. I'm going to, just for your sake, give you 3 more problems, but I'm going to pause it and let you check them yourself. If you want to do them, if you feel great about this, and you have some good notes so that you can go back and double check later when you forgot what no solution and identity and W equals 0 is, have it in your notes and be ready. But if you're thinking, let me try those, I'm going to throw up a couple of more problems. Starting with this one. 6 times 2y plus 6 in parentheses equals 4 times 8 plus 3y. And I'm going to give you this one. Pause it if you need to pause it for the other one. 2 times 3g plus 2 equals 1/2 times 12g plus 8. There's the second one. Pause it if you need to. And the third one, 6 times 3y plus 6 equals 4 times 9 plus 3y. Solve them if you want to try them on your own. Otherwise, go ahead and start your equations. I'll be right back. Bring me back when you want to look at them. Okay, I'm back. You're going to have to pause it. I'm just going to scroll through these. Did you get 36 is not equal to 32? Then it's no solution. Did you get 4 equals 4? Then it's an identity. And did you get y equals 0, which is actually an answer? There's your 3 problems if you wanted to practice them. Otherwise, you headed right to your assignment. Good luck.